Okay, so the section you were talking on the Mendelssohn, again, I'm with this dinky violin. I think this is a $5 bow. This section. So yeah, actually, as bad as that sounded, this was like $5. So the technique should work, right? Basically, it requires several things. So I would first practice this on just one or two chords, because sometimes in learning the Mendelssohn, that part of the Mendelssohn, sometimes people don't learn the chords well. They're not blocking the left hand perfectly, and they're losing some like concentration and time, energy, and all that kind of stuff on that. And while doing that, trying to learn this bow stroke with that section, it's just not a smart idea. Just make sure that you can do it on open strings or with just like one set chord or one chord, like easy chord progression, before you, try it in the whole section. Okay, so that's first piece of advice. Second piece is it all depends on the level of your ricochet. For example, if you have a very good ricochet, okay, and you're just able to play around with it. And you're just playing around, and then you can do it. And then the speed. And then just play around with going faster or... And your ricochet is pretty controlled, right? I'm not saying I have good ricochet, but I can control the speed. And like, for example... Yeah, that kind of sucked. But, I was trying to get 2 bounces per note, right? And then I can get 1. And stuff like that. So if you have, like, mediocre control like that level, usually your ricochet is considered, like, okay enough, okay? Because you can basically take the ricochet and change the speed a little bit, change the dynamic a little bit. You have a little bit of control, okay? Basic control, okay? So if you're a basketball player, you'd be able to, dribble and have some basic ball control, right? If you're at that stage, it's much easier. If you are not at that stage, I would, you can request, I guess, a ricochet video first, or look back. I have a video on like the Roseanne bounce and ricochet, I think a few videos back. And I would work on that a little bit first. Once the ricochet is in like decent shape, then the key is you're supposed to do the string crossings with your upper arm, okay? And so don't try to do like this weird like ricochet thing with your hand or something, okay? That's very rare that you see somebody who can do that very well. Sometimes, they're just people who can just do everything wrong and still play, right? But let's not go there. Let's go for what is universally the best for most people. That's what we want to. That's considered like the best technique, right? And then you got to personalize it. But the motion is very important. That as you bounce it, just like in ricochet, that you move the bow downward with your upper arm, like chicken wings. And you got to be very clear that it's your upper arm savagely going downwards. Okay, and when you're coming back up, give it a little kick from the hand. But then, the upward motion, again, you need to use your upper arm. Oh, that absolutely sucked. Okay, now, obviously, as you can see, depending on what bow you use and what violin you use, I guess this is a half size, so it's a little smaller. It is feeling very different right now from my full size violins, but depending on the size of the violin and the bounce of the bow, it will take a little adjusting. But while you're trying to find that sweet spot, just make sure that you don't slack off on the upper arm movement. Okay, and then you should be able to find the bounce if you are familiar with ricochet, where you can do through 4-1. Okay. Okay, and you're able to do 4 and 1, and then after you're able to do that, of course, you need to activate your upper arm, and after that, actually, you need a period of of discovery, okay? Because even after you can do ricochet and all that kind of stuff, and you've got the basic motion down, it takes a little bit of time, as I said, depending on how quick of an upper arm learner you are and the size of the arch of the bridge and the bouncy of the bow. It takes a little bit of time finding that sweet spot, okay? But the key idea is once you are good with the bounce of the bow, that you use your upper arm coming down, give a little kick at each end, so at the G, and then E, right? Always a little kick at each end, okay, in the beginning. Make it an obvious kick. Later, it can be more nuanced and stuff, but an obvious kick, and it's always big upper arm movement. Never slack off. I see a lot of people, trying to do this bowing, and they kind of, start doing this, and then it's just like, oh, dude, what are you doing, right? This is the fundamental, the motion. Okay, all right. Good luck.